subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest updates. Typhoon Bavi is continuing to intensify today, although only gradually, currently at 26.9 north, 124.6 degrees east. The forecast track has changed a little bit, moving towards the west, but Korea could still get significant typhoon impacts very soon. At 7 p.m. Korean time, this is the situation right now: 75 mile an hour winds, pressure of 976 millibars, and a CDPS stage 4. Those who are watching this morning will note that the CDPS number has gone down a little bit. That's because we're still looking at Gosan, but we're expecting that the storm will sideswipe a little bit more rather than a direct impact. So down to a CDPS stage 4, but still some areas could see over 200 millimeters of rain on the island of Jeju and southwesternmost mainland Korea. Here it is right now then, and the wind field has grown quite a little bit as well, especially on the western side, but the southeast is still the largest quadrant. It's currently 201 miles from Naha on Okinawa, 316 from Amami, 349 from Shanghai, 466 from Jeju, and 485 from Kagoshima. Gale advisories now extend from Miyako and Yayama Islands to Nambu on the Amami Island chain. So here's what the organizations are saying right now. JTWC at 75 miles an hour, JMA still sticking with 65, ADT still hopelessly behind there, 50 miles per hour at best, certainly stronger than that. And this is the JTWC forecast track that came out not long ago, and you can see they're expecting, I think this one is up to date, I'm not actually sure, but we're still expecting around about 100 knot peak and maybe a little bit higher than that. So wind speeds up above 115 miles per hour quite likely, and possibly a typhoon landfall, believe it or not, in North Korea in the next 4 days. Gale warnings are about to come into force for the sea areas south of South Korea, but no warnings on land yet. This is the model run from last night. Tried to get the latest one, but not much has changed since then. You still see it there swiping the western coast. If anything, the track forecast has taken the storm a little bit further towards the west, away from South Korea, going right through the channel, but it is still going to affect the western coast there, probably with Category 1 typhoon conditions, all the way up to its landfall, which it will be in probably northern North Korea, maybe even up towards the border with China. Sea surface temperatures, still got the last night's graphics up in Fahrenheit, but around 28 degrees Celsius, extending all the way up to the Japanese coastline, nearly up to the Korean coastline as well. Temperatures drop off by then. And this is the latest wind chart, and you can see now still very close for comfort for a lot of those areas, and typhoon conditions quite likely for a lot of the west coast. But at least in the east of Korea, it looks like that the threat is starting to decrease. And here is the chance of destructive winds. 10% zone affects over 60 million people in that area right now. That's the true green color there, the second color on the chart. And this is for typhoon conditions. So the 10% area now affecting 4.5 million people, mostly in South Korea, some of it North Korea, and one or two slices of China there as well. This is what the latest models are saying. The CTCX still calling for a high-end Category 4 actually, the HWRF calling for a Category 3, GFS just about at Category 3, as is the JTWC. Wind shear will be low to moderate. It is at a low area right now and start to rise again and probably drop again just before landfall. Sea surface temperatures are good for 3 days and relative humidity is decent. You can see there still the CTCX wants it to go right through the island of Jeju, and that's the strongest one, so still bears watching very closely. And this is the satellite imagery of what is a developing typhoon, a decent band there on the eastern side, which will be delivering gale force winds to the Ryukyu Islands of Japan. But towards the center of the system, a ragged eye starting to appear by the looks of things. Decent convection all around, and towards the northwest there, a little bit of a dry slot, which may interfere with the storm. That's what you'll be looking out for to see if the storm limits its strengthening or perhaps starts to weaken. But it doesn't look like that's happening anytime soon. This one is strengthening and could be a big impact for the Korean peninsula. check out our new look cyclone tracker on the Force 13 website for the latest up-to-date information. You can also find us, of course, on our YouTube channel, search Force 13, and also on Facebook and Twitter, Force 13 at Force 13 on Twitter for the latest updates. You can also help the project become even better by becoming an Ultimate Fan on YouTube. To see the full list of Ultimate Fan benefits and to join, visit youtube.com/force13/join. With a special thanks to our top supporters this month. You can also check out our growing merch store so you can show Force 13's colours wherever you go. You can also find a link to our Discord server underneath this video in the description.